one man who has been here many times, international ambassador for this race. Jens Voigt joins me to talk tactics. Jens, let's talk about three-time world champion Peter Sagan. How do you, and he won here last year on this course, how do you nullify him? What's the trick to beating the world champion?
Well, it might sound silly, but the safest way to beat him is to don't bring him to the finish line in the same group. You got to drop him before. If you are with Peter Sagan at 200 to go, you beat him. Because he's clever, he got punch, he is fast, and he knows how to read the race. So if you want to win, don't bring him to the finish line in the same group with you. Make the race harder early enough. And see, almost easy how he's rolling away. He got great bike handling skills, and he's just a clever sprinter.
Did this finish today, this downhill and little kick up, does that suit him?
It does suit him, but not after 7 laps. The lap, I think, is a little too hard, a little too much climbing combined for him. He might be forced to help his teammate, Jay McCarthy. He is probably their best chance today for an overall classification.
Jens, an interesting finish here because you do kick off that turn downhill towards the line. The speed out of there is about 75 kilometres an hour. Trying to make decisions and trying to jostle at that speed is incredibly difficult. I mean, I know at that speed it's hard to even hear anyone around you.
It is. A fast downhill sprint, you go so much faster. So when you normally head out at 200 to go, it might be too late because at that speed you travel these 200 meters so fast that it's rather go out too early and just hang on to it. And we have this. It's a bend in the road at about 20 meters, 250 to go. Not really a turn, but at that speed, it becomes incredibly sharp. And with the trajectory, you want to hit that curve in the right spot. Last year, we had almost riders touching each other, rubbing elbows there. So whoever, if you want to win, you got to be top 3 on that little turn.
Let's just talk about that, the rubbing elbows and that sprint to the line, which we love to watch. But how tough is it out there, and how do you manage it? How do you know when to go? How do you know when to get through that tight little gap? You don't have foldable handlebars, unfortunately.
Looks like the sprinters have a different mindset and skill set than like normal riders like me. I remember many times, here we see another good example of how, you know, they go around that last turn, everybody tries to position themselves. And yes, every now and then there's a friendly touch with the elbow. And if it's not too bad, it's just part of the business. You know, it's not ping pong what we do. So a little bit of elbow rubbing, perfectly normal.
When does it get too bad, Jens? When do officials say that was out of line?
If you leave your line, you know, if people fight next to each other, everybody uses the elbow a little bit, that's still fine. But if somebody like crosses to the middle of the road on the other side, then you leave your line, and that is an unfair move, and you get disqualified.
All right, Jens, thanks very much. Great to talk tactics with you once again.